Welcome to Lessons in Marketing Excellence Season 4. Today I'm at the very green, very beautiful campus of NITIE in Mumbai. The National Institute of Industrial Engineering is a unique management institute. That's because to just get in, you need to be a top-class engineer. This institute's mandate is to turn the best technical talent into the best managers. Now, NITIE's relationship with Lime is a very special one. In 2009, the fabulous team representing NITIE beat popular favorites IIM Ahmedabad at the first Lime Grand Finale to become the first winners of Lessons in Marketing Excellence. Since then, the teams from NITIE have worked very hard to live up to their institute's reputation, but have never managed to make it to the finals. They finished 9th in Season 2 and 11th in Season 3. So this season, we can look forward to seeing how hard they work to clinch a spot in the finals for the second time. Today's case study comes from the $6.2 billion global IT giant HCL. This homegrown company that has a presence in over 30 countries has challenged the teams from NITIE to come up with an effective corporate brand strategy. HCL, or Hindustan Computers Limited, which was founded in 1976, has been a frontrunner of the Indian IT and ITES industry. The company that designed India's first personal computer in 1978 is now a global technology enterprise that offers software and hardware products and services to a wide range of industries. These include aviation, banking and financial services, manufacturing, public services and healthcare. HCL has spent over 150 crore rupees on brand building, but still has a long way to go to establish itself more prominently amongst its global peers. And that's the challenge for the teams from NITIE.
We have pioneered many technologies. We have put India on the map. Our software engineers and our leaders from this industry populate global corporations across the world and are transforming industries in a very significant way. The idea of this case study is to look at that industry from an Indian perspective and into HCL particularly, and help us develop our branding strategy going forward.
So the teams need to provide HCL with a corporate brand and marketing strategy, keeping in mind the changing industry dynamics and the competition from global players, and a suggested marketing mix along with specific media vehicles. Now that's a challenge the techies from NITIE are bound to enjoy, and the two teams who will be taking up HCL's challenge are the 3 marketers and the management maestros. Let's meet them now. Team 3 marketers went about cracking the HCL case through extensive primary research. They floated surveys to gauge the perception of the brand among clients and vendors, and visited retail stores like this to experience product offerings like the HCL Me tablet.
Operating system क्या है इसमें?
अच्छा ये SIM वाला है क्या?
हाँ SIM वाला है.
और ये iPad से mainly कितना different है?
While working on the case, Srivatsan focused on secondary research, Subiksha worked on the branding strategy, and Sakshi handled competition analysis.
This is an industry that has a lot of players, and thus differentiation using marketing strategy became all the more difficult for us. We realized that HCL is a very diverse brand. It has a lot of products and services on offer, which leads to a lot of brand fragmentation, and that is, I think, one of the biggest challenges that we faced.
The other team, management maestros, learned through their research that IT services is a high involvement category that calls for a subtle and unobtrusive brand strategy. Their groundwork included studying HCL's corporate vision that emphasizes on employee satisfaction and using some of these insights to formulate a long-term plan.
Through our secondary research, we found out that the main challenge lies for HCL in retaining the mind share and the talent share. Because on the market share front, HCL has been doing decently in recent years. So we focused our energy and our further work on identifying solutions of that problem rather than just focusing on the market share problem.
So I have the 2 teams with me. Guys, welcome to Lime. Now I know you've been preparing for over a month and you've done a lot of research. So what we're going to do now is test just how prepared you are. As you're well aware, HCL has a lot of products and services that they offer across a lot of industry verticals. So what I'm going to do now is describe one of these offerings, and you need to give me the name of the offering. All right. This is a real-time locating solution. It allows healthcare facilities like hospitals and old age homes to locate their patients and equipment in real time. And this helps improve overall service quality. I need the name of the product. You've gone for it. What's the answer?
HCL Touch.
Do you guys want to take a shot? Okay, it's called Drishti. We move to the next one. These are public sector solutions created to support government functions like public safety, transportation, postal services, etc. Anybody going for it? Okay, the answer I was looking for is iGovern. So I'm going to give you an easy one now. Which telecom company has HCL partnered with to distribute mobile phones in India? Management maestros?
It's Nokia.
That's the right answer. Now the next question. Name the application that enables people to receive, save and redeem coupons on their mobile phones. There's no negative marking. Anyone wants to go for it? All right, the answer I was looking for was M coupons. Okay, this is the last question. These are educational products. Example, cards and DVDs containing educational content and apps for school students. She was going for it, so I'm going to give her the chance.
My Edu thing.
My Edu tab.
My Edu tab.
I'll give it to you because it's either My Edu Drive, My Edu Card or My Edu Tab. So they've got the answer, which means teams, you've tied on a point each, but there can be no tie later tonight when you make your presentations before the jury, and I hope you're better prepared for that. We're going to take a quick break here and we'll come back with the presentations from the teams.
We have service lines offered for a segment, but there's one brand which carries it all.
Bring in words like change.
Why the employee space? Why new tagline?
How did you arrive at that is something that I'm not very clear about.
Welcome back to Lime Season 4. We're in Mumbai today at NITIE with two teams who are ready with their solutions to a case study from HCL. Joining us on the jury are Saurav Adhikari, President Corporate Strategy at HCL, Kedar Teni, Marketing Manager Deodorants at Hindustan Unilever, and Anuradha Sengupta from CNBC TV 18. Our first team up to present is the Management Maestros. Team, the rule's pretty simple. You have 3 minutes and your time starts now.
The current problem with HCL is that although its market share is on tracks, its mind share and client share are on the decline. We surveyed 137 people from HCL, other IT companies, client, non-client companies, and we have drawn a perceptual map. It shows that HCL has a lot of focus on being cost-effective and value-oriented, whereas global biggies like IBM and Accenture, they focus on being innovative. Plus, we also received negative perception about employee quality and apprehension about domain experience of HCL. Now, this is unfortunate, as we as a team, we believe that HCL as a company has a rich legacy of pioneering innovation. It was the company that came up with the first truly indigenous computer, same time as Apple did. It initiated the global delivery model. It offered the multi-service delivery for the first time. And perhaps it's the only company to say employee first, customer second. So we believe that the corporate achievements and the larger vision of the company are not being communicated properly to all the stakeholders. Further, through our secondary research, we have found out that the dynamics of the IT industry are changing drastically, and companies are innovating with new business models every day to fit into the new scheme of business. So, combining all this, the new positioning strategy that we propose for HCL is that of an IT firm that has both the ability and the experience to transform businesses in today's constantly changing business world. The focus is on change. HCL shall lead the change in the IT industry to meet the future of IT by 1. Change how IT employees work. Create a virtually integrated workplace through a Facebook Meets Work employee portal, which will make it fun to work for the millennial IT workforce, redefining the way employees access work, communicate, collaborate. 2. Change how it does business. A. Combine Axon's consulting services and HCL Technologies IT services to offer end-to-end business solutions, especially to companies in developed markets. B. Using cloud computing, lower the initial investment barrier for the IT services, further promote the non-linear revenue model. This will enable HCL to venture into emerging markets in BRIC and African nations with a special focus on Indian SMEs. So, we propose a tagline that would capture all these aspects of the modified positioning as HCL, empowering change, bettering lives. Further, to break away from the clutter of bland-looking IT firm logos and to further enforce the new positioning, we have revamped the HCL logo. The highlighted C confirms its focus on change. The green color showcases HCL as the first IT company to go green, scoring an instant brownie point with the environmentally conscious clients of today.
To promote this positioning, apart from conventional mediums, HCL should showcase its CEO, Mr. Vineet Nair, as a harbinger of change. He will be present in various seminars and events and talk about embracing uncertainties of business and life in general. We'll be tying up with various educational institutes as part of an ecosystem building exercise that would increase the brand connect. Also, further social green initiatives and Change is Life, Change is Here campaign at mainly colleges and youth events, the new positioning will be enforced.
Thank you.
You almost landed the understanding of business of HCL very well. But I did not see you defining the marketing problem very well. And therefore, how you come at enriching lives and, sorry, what was that line again?
Empowering change,
empowering change, bettering lives. Yeah. So how did you arrive at that is something that I'm not very clear about.
Right. The marketing problem that we found out was that right now HCL's market share is doing pretty good. The point that we started with. So HCL has HCL Axon, HCL Technologies, HCL Infosystems. Right. We wanted to create a positioning strategy for HCL Enterprise itself across these divisions. A positioning strategy that would be applicable for all the divisions. we understood that change is something that is common across the segments, that is applicable across the different target segments that these different divisions have. That is why we have had such a strong focus on change.
In the IT industry, we do corporate branding, right? It's not products like what HUL has,
Right.
each one positioned for a segment.
Right.
But within that, we have service lines offered for a segment, but there's
Right.
one brand which carries it all. That is the biggest marketing challenge from a branding perspective for any IT company.
Right.
My question is, do you have a solution for that, between the simplification of the brand's promise versus the complexity of the service lines?
Okay. So we tried to attain a solution along those lines only. We identified change to be a word, change to be a phase as something that is applicable across the segments. So when you talk about B2B, so right now from our secondary research we found out several insights, right? Like non-linear is the new normal, right? Cloud computing is going to change how companies do business. The developed markets, they are slowing down now. If you talk about Indian IT industry, a tier 1 IT company today has more than 100,000 employees. The salary rates are increasing at a 10 to 12% per annum. We understand that the IT companies are moving towards from a low-cost arbitrage model to a more transformational role model. For that, we understand that change is that one word that can be associated with all of this entire spectrum of different needs that you talked about.
From what I saw of the case that HCL has asked you, they are very clear that they're competing with a whole bunch of global and domestic IT service providers.
Correct.
And in that zone, in that competitive landscape,
Correct.
they want a marketing strategy to help position their brand more prominently. Okay.
Right.
So why the employee space? Why, a new tagline? What is happening here? Do you think somebody who's going to hire HCL services and has, all these other companies that's going to compete with it for that project, do you think, what is your tagline? Empowering lives, whatever.
Empowering
Is
change,
that
but-
what is going to help them make that decision?
No. IT services is a high involvement purchase.
Yeah.
It is not like an FMCG product that we have a marketing campaign and next day there is an increase in sales. It's a step-by-step process. So what we have found out is the core problem that we have identified as HCL is not perceived as an innovative company. HCL is not perceived as a company that has domain experience in consulting, in high-end services. To change that perception, it's a long process. First of all, we are proposing you change the current positioning of HCL. Bring in words like change, bring in words like innovation. You inculcate that in your positioning strategy. Create your advertisement like that. So that will build the initial perception. After that, you need to follow that up with similar advertisement campaigns, similar promotions. The next step would have been to, now that HCL Axon is doing pretty well, Enterprise Application Services, that is the consulting division of HCL, that had 22% of the entire revenue in 2011. From 8% before the acquisition of Axon. So that is also increasing. So these are the information that needs to be showcased to the outside world to create that perception that HCL is now also a big player in the high-end services. Market share is doing okay.
Right.
It's the mind share and the talent share
That
is
needs
not
to be
doing.
addressed.
That needs to be addressed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well done, management maestros. You really stuck to your guns there. Thunder and lightning. Just when the presentation started, did you notice the timing was perfect? And we're going to take a quick break here to let things cool down, but the heat is still very much on. We'll be back with the presentation from the three marketers.
What specifically was the marketing challenge you saw?
One word is what I'm looking for.
HCL should project itself as a bold innovator.
I hope people get it.
It's a well thought of strategy, so I think people will get it.
Okay.
Welcome back. You're watching Live Season 4. We're in Mumbai today at NITIE with two teams who are presenting marketing solutions to HCL. Our second team, all set with their presentation, is the three marketers. You know the rules. 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
In this ever-changing dynamic IT industry, we now bring to you what should be HCL's marketing strategy for short-term, mid-term and long-term. We start off with a very brief industry analysis where we see that most companies' spend in IT has been increasing over the years. Also, there are some key growth areas to be focused upon. Moving on to the marketing spend analysis, we see that HCL has not been spending as much as the industry norm of 1%. It also fares much lower as compared to companies like Infosys and Wipro. We did a primary and a secondary research from which we found that the brand recall for HCL was not as strong as expected. Also, there was not one quality that was very strongly associated with a company like HCL. So, to counter all these effects, we feel that HCL should position itself as a bold innovator. Why? Because in the past it has had campaigns like the Fearless campaign and the 01 campaign, and we think that the Bold Innovator campaign actually falls in line with the past campaigns. Also, it establishes HCL as a company that is both technically competent and has the expertise and the guts to move into uncharted territory and give out-of-the-box solutions.
To be a long-term partner in the client's business goals, HCL should focus on a multi-layer segmentation strategy with greater focus on customers which have a high IT spend and which require end-to-end IT solutions. This will help HCL in building its credibility in the global arena as a preferred IT service provider. While segmentation is a key long-term lever in HCL's brand building exercise, a focused three-pronged marketing strategy will help HCL in establishing a global presence in the short run as well. The first among this is event associations. Association with a sporting event will ensure greater brand awareness and obviously greater media coverage. A few viable options in this arena include being technology partners to the F1, that's the Indian Grand Prix, or sponsoring marathons in the US, or obviously sponsoring the Ashes Test Series to target emerging markets like Australia. Secondly, we'll be moving to the print channel. Trade newsletters will deal with specific client-related technology issues strategically placed in airports and aircraft carriers will ensure greater brand visibility for HCL as well as greater mindshare of the customers. Lastly, we'll move to the social media marketing. Since 70% of the customers look forward to social media for awareness about brands and information about various products, HCL should engage in social media consulting by participating in discussions on LinkedIn and thus position itself as a technically competent brand. Mobile marketing and mobile integration is a key tool in the marketing strategy for HCL. Augmented reality, a new novel marketing strategy, involves the integration of the virtual world element and the real world element. Why augmented reality? Because it's new, it's unique, it's personalized, it's interactive and it engages the customer for a longer duration of time. Thus, to summarize, a bold innovation strategy supplemented by a multi-layer segmentation and a focused three-pronged marketing strategy will ensure that HCL emerges as a global powerhouse.
What specifically, was the marketing challenge you saw? I mean, I heard you saying that there weren't strong enough associations with the with the brand, right? I mean, there weren't any attributes that you were able to take away, right? What were the other specific challenges you saw in the industry context? Because if you remember, you read the case, it is a lot about where the industry is today and where it needs to go, and therefore, what are you going to suggest in the longer horizon, a short term and a longer horizon for HCL?
What we faced from the various primary interviews that we had with our clients as well as our competitors, we realized that the brand recall for HCL is actually not as high. When you try to name the top 5 IT providers, HCL somehow figures at 5 in that list, and people are not able to associate any one particular quality with HCL. So we feel that the first step for HCL is actually increasing the brand awareness among existing customers and positioning itself as a global brand. For that, we have suggested augmented reality as well. In mobile integration, though social media has been used extensively, augmented reality is a new application where you have the ability to go viral by creating apps and taking forward the HCL's previous marketing campaigns of touching lives.
You've said a couple of times that there is no one descriptor that HCL answers to very clearly. It doesn't seem to stand for a thing. All these efforts that you make, what will it help HCL then be seen as? One word is what I'm looking for.
Innovator.
It should be seen as a bold innovator.
And that is what is going to give it an edge amongst its competitors?
Yes. The research finding on which this is based is that we did a primary research with people from the business development units of Cognizant and TCS.